You can see why that's different, though. Than it's tough to say I've done drive time radio when it's that and give Kirk Minahan any criticism on anything.
No,
it's a different,
not at all.
It's a different league completely.
Yeah, but what was he like? He was like probably jerking off in his college bedroom at 22.
Right, but essentially, so are you. What I'm saying is, you're not doing a talk show every day.
What do you mean? What? That makes no sense.
You're introing records, and you're giving a guy an advice on a 3-hour show.
But it's still on the air. And no, I'm not giving 22-year-old Kirk Minahan advice on a 3-hour show. Like, he wasn't doing a 3-hour show.
You're giving 45-year-old.
Well, I mean, no, the only advice I've given him on his show, was to say that he should manage the social media better, which I stand by. I think the social media management sucks.
I totally disagree with that. That is ludicrous. BA, what's up?
Hey, boys. How's it going? Buongiorno. So people are saying Mayo is a diva. A lot of Mayo hate for, he got his big break as a star show, and now
I believe he's on an audition, so I have to at least give him.
Okay.
I think it's a family thing.
This is perfect. This acts like a cut for me. This is great.
Yeah, this is the cut. DJK, a lot of ups and downs with DJK. He has a lot of fans, a lot of haters.
My fucking guts.
So, and then people are talking about PK being snubbed again. So people don't like that PK got snubbed again.
He did not reach out to me, unfortunately.
Oh,
who is PK?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But so Aleister Black, do you get 50% off from Bed Bath & Beyond for buying all the crap in the background?
I mean, this was all free other than the letters. Everything was free.
Oh, cool. Do you paint your nails?
Oh, really?
People are asking.
No, I actually have a condition in my hand called Raynaud's.
Oh.
So like if ready to see if I can
sick guys. He's bringing out the disability
card.
What kind of a pathetic person would do something like that?
And it's like extremely. I get like really cold hands and feet year round.
Cool.
Did you have to eat meat and watch the Red Sox to cure it?
No.
I get it, Justin.
No, I mean I got it. It just wasn't that great.
I enjoyed it.
I'm sorry. I understand. I'm 23. When you were a year ago, I was not in your position.
If you'd like to let me know any station you ever cracked a microphone for, I'd be happy.
I've never.
I'm waiting. No. I'm waiting. Go ahead.
Microphone.
Okay.
So great. DJK, do you go to bathhouses with Reamer? That's what people are asking.
I think the funny thing is a lot of people think I bat off that side of the plate, and I do not.
Straight as an arrow, this guy. I can confirm.
Yeah, it seems. I don't know. I think you could go both ways, but and then a younger version of Mayo is what people are saying. So.
I can see that.
No, he says he doesn't bat from that side of the plate, right?
Both ways, but and then a younger version of it seems. I don't know.
I do not.
Straight as an arrow, this guy. I can confirm.
Yeah, it seems. I don't know. I think you could go both ways, but and then a younger version of Mayo is what people are saying. So.
I can see that. I can see that. But
how old is Mayo?
Slightly handsomer.
What's your obsession with age?
Well,
it's a measuring stick. It's one of the few things that's definitive.
Thank you, BA. I want to see more of this Justin DJK rivalry. I didn't know this existed.
Well, he hates me for no reason. I have no idea why.
You come in here and you literally beforehand you say, "I'm getting too old for this shit." And meanwhile, you're talking about how like you're 20. You're getting too old for what? To come on Mike and the Minifans? Now you're
it's just something I say all the time.
It's pretty funny that
I have no problem being on Mike and the Minifans. Mike texted me and I said sure.
DJK asked him his age.
Okay, and just so you know, Will asked me to do your show, and I said I'd have no problem with it, and I'd be happy to go on.
Okay, well, yeah, you're not going on my show.
Okay, you can enjoy your 300 views. Have fun.
Oh, how many views do you get on the radio?
700. Nielsen probably. I mean, they track that shit. Go look.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's fucking. I mean,
it's more than 400.
I mean, it's great. I mean,
I'm fully aware. I collected a check for it.
I know, dude. It was fucking. It was almost as big as the stimulus check I got.
I still haven't gotten mine actually, but
people love Angry Justin as well. I'm still here. Justin never took me away.
Too. I thought we'd get a little more of a back and forth, but it seems to have died down pretty quickly.
What?
Justin, why do you hate him so much?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know. He just came on. He just started shitting, like on the YouTube. He just started shitting, and he thinks that since he paid $15,000 to go to a fake school, that he's like this incredible.
Yeah, I would say maybe stop bragging about Connecticut school.
Like,
I never bragged about that at all.
Rich Keith coming. What are you talking about?
I said that's where I went. When did I say it was the best decision of my life?
Well, I mean, you're on drive time radio now at 22, so obviously
Yeah,
it's the
do to
greatest
me,
decision
not do
of
to
your life.
them.
That's my boy.
Did it help you at all? It seems like so. I took I visited one when I was like in high school or something because I thought it was like a legitimate broadcasting school, and then they're like, oh yeah, it's a 6-week program or 8 weeks or whatever. Like,
I think mine was 10 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So is it?
And
just
I knew
bullshit?
most of the stuff ahead of time.
I assume you do. You learn this stuff. I mean, especially now with podcasting and everything, you learn what you're going to learn no matter what. Like I can't. The only reason I
there's
can't
a
edit is
YouTube
'cause I'm
video
fucking
for
blind.
everything.
Yeah.
There's-
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I taught myself how to do all that ahead of time, and I mean, not very well, obviously, but I mean, I taught myself how to do all this stuff ahead of time. So when I went there, it's like they had a whole like 3-week thing on Premiere Pro, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Did it give you anything? Like, is that why you have a radio job? Did it help you with that or no?
Nope.
Okay,
I wouldn't
so it's a
mind a
big
3-week
waste.
class
So
on
point
Premiere
Justin
Pro.
on that one. At least that was a pretty big waste.
I agreed with him. I didn't say the only reason I brought up CSB is because Rich Keefe was there.
Oh, well, that's a real badge of honor for them.
I
And
really
what,
had no
Justin,
problem
what
with
else?
him.
You
He
seem
was
fired
super
up.
nice
about
to me.
this
Yeah, because you were paying him $15,000 to go there and go.
Oh yeah, I
this
paid
is
him.
what you
Yeah,
do.
I
This
paid
is
him,
what
yeah.
you do.
I literally handed him a check for $15,000.
Yes, that's how
Written
much
to
it
Rich
costs to go
Keefe.
to school.
You have a problem with John from Scranton too, right? Or no?
Not
Is that
really.
didn't
John's
smooth
nice
it
kid.
over?
I mean, I don't have any problems with him. I was shocked to find out that he's some like cumulus manager or something.
Yeah,
Maybe you didn't want to say that on air, but all right.
He said he was going. No, that's okay. We were talking before, and he's like, "Wait, you work for a radio station?"
Yeah, no, genuinely I had no idea.
Yeah, I do. No, I
So
like
who
DJ
do you
K.
actually
Definitely
hate,
grow.
DJ K? Who are the enemies now?
I don't really hate anybody. I just critique things.
Okay,
Hmm.
but who are the big guys you're going after now? Because it seems kind of like you like everyone.
I had no intention to go after
Yeah,
anybody.
like that's here's the thing. The kid gets a show.
Right.
It's not a show about. Well, you are
I
a
mean,
kid.
you
Remember?
keep bringing up how young you are in 22.
Yeah,
and then someone calls you
I
a kid,
mean,
and you're
you
like,
are a
listen,
kid or you're not.
listen,
You're this
he's
fucking
young.
wonder
You're
kid.
22. and you're-
Wonder Boy
The
got a
next
show.
Savant, or you're not.
He got a show. He comes out. He starts like it's a show where he takes shots at people. Everybody gets up in arms.
Right.
Yeah.
I fucking loved the show. Like I love the cuts. It was old school kind of like YouTube type show where it's just a crazy person spewing off shit. He comes in second show, says it's going to be different. It kind of was a little different. There weren't as many. I don't think there were cuts in the second one.
No, there was four.
There were so 4 cuts as compared to 140 or whatever was on the first
there
one.
was a
'Cause
lot.
there's an actual cut. People literally fucking dissected that episode. But like, I love the show. Yo, if there's somebody in the world that in a week is already going to be on Mike and the Minifans, that's not a fucking problem in our world. I liked it. Like, I like it. The kid takes
Yeah,
shots
I
at
don't have a
me.
problem with it either. What people are going to have a problem with though is that,
Is-
like I said to start the show, is that he's a nice guy and that he's not going to be able to sustain that. I'm going to shit on everyone. Like even now, you're like, nah, I don't have a problem with anyone. That's going to be a problem for you.
There's a big
Yeah.
no, hold on. There's also a big difference between having a problem with somebody personally and saying that what they do they're not good at.
Okay, well that's what I mean though. I'm
Yeah.
saying who are you going at? Like who's your target?
Well, that's my thing. It's like again, you didn't watch all of episode
John,
2,
did
did
you
you?
minimize this?
No, I did. I think I've watched 2 episodes of yours. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what I said
Minimize Discord. The streams pause.
that is that grows old. Like that,
Right.
you can't just come out and constantly say, "Hey, this person sucks, that person sucks, this person sucks, that person sucks." And it's like, okay, but like I need something else. So like, what are you actually doing for me? Does that make sense?
Right.
So is that your problem with the Kirk show this past week?
I mean, I understand that, like, and I don't know what is like that prep world like, Mike. Like, do they just like have stories or like, there's no way it's all improv.
You just said
Well,
you
no,
looked at
I mean it is. I mean, Steve prints out stories that Kirk pretty much can choose not to get to at whatever point. Like
Okay.
there's stories on his desk, but other than that, like we'll text each other things that might be interesting throughout the day. But that's about it. We don't say like, "Hey, we're gonna start off with this, then we're gonna move on."
No,
to
but
this.
that's what I
and
meant.
then-
They'll just like bouncing ideas through like a text or whatever. Like, hey, like this looks interesting. Roar
Yeah, there'll
also
be stuff
looks
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just felt like there was a lot of stuff. It just seems like it's in like I know Kirk had said. I think the episode where he said the Minifans sucked or whatever.
Yeah.
He was just like, "Oh, this is why I want to take down the globe. This is why I want to take down the globe." We know. We get it. You don't want them to exist. Like, and no offense, nothing he's ever going to do is ever going to put them out of business.
That is, I mean, if you don't think Kirk has a negative effect on the Boston Globe, you are.
Yeah, I would
No,
say
but
you're
I think it's
wrong
reached
about
its capacity.
No,
Um,
no.
No, I don't know
If you
about
don't think
that.
that
There's
Cullen
shit he can
episode-
expose.
if you
Yeah,
don't-
look what he did to Cullen. I think there's shit he could expose.
But he did that like 8 years ago.
First of all, he did it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the episode he did, I just don't think that you should be giving Kirk Minahan. Like, so would you rather him come on and talk about who like Harry Styles is dating? Him, like, him come on
not
and
at
be like,
all. No,
Right, well,
no.
what
It
would-
was
what would
very
be
odd.
the-
It was very apparent after the Cullen episode. He said, "Hey, if you didn't like the
Dude.
Cullen episode, maybe this place isn't for
It's
you."
so
So
weird
I
how he
wonder.
gets so defensive.
If
with
it's
Kirk.
for you,
Well, like I might have to. I've done it before. Where I'll take like a month off and I'll come back to it, and jokes start hitting again. They start to become funny again.
right? So I would say you're saying like, oh, I knew they were going to talk about Rohrwasser. What would be something that you would talk about instead? Because also keep in mind, there's nothing fucking happening in the news right now other than
No,
coronavirus.
I get
and
that, but
freaking
that's-
NFL draft.
That's
What would
the
have
issue.
been your suggestions for?
I have no
Notes.
problem also with instead of doing 3
Yeah,
hours
going.
on it.
Long time.
I think this would be the
all you have
ideal
a problem
time.
with is the length.
Yeah, my thing is if
Which-
you're gonna talk about it, there's no like. I think again in one of those episodes, he said, "All right, we're gonna head to the phones," and there was an hour and 20 minutes left. That episode where you guys brought up my coffee video or whatever, I was like, there was again, it was like I looked at it, I was like, there's an hour left, and he says we're gonna go to the lines. I almost just shut it off, and I almost didn't even get to that portion, which made me like cry hysterically laughing. But like,
Well, there you
just
go. That's what you would have missed.
So you don't think the.
But that's
fight
my
he had
point. Is he
yesterday
says
was
if you
that
don't
guy?
like calls,
Crossed the
tune out.
line
You don't know
on
if you're gonna
this
get
and
something
shit.
after that or in
Well,
between
that's
or like
kind of the point. Is that sometimes the
Yeah.
calls just spark the reason for calls is nothing's
call
going
didn't-
on, so it
the
makes
calls
sense.
didn't spark any of that stuff.
But sometimes they do.
Like
So that's why you go to calls. Or
Kirk had
sometimes
yesterday.
fucking Donald Trump. Sometimes I walk out and Donald Trump calls and makes fun of it. You know, there's shit that just happens naturally. Like if we weren't taking calls that day, I probably wouldn't have gotten to the point where I walked out. Or you know, if we just
But
ended
but,
after
like,
an hour.
again,
that
I
day.
don't. Okay, and so I think you cut your losses. I think like you know, like for me, I'd rather like right now when there's
But
nothing
you can
else
also
going
you don't
on.
have to listen. We're
See
not going
something
on
through.
ratings.
That's what I
where
just
it's like,
said.
oh, the third hour was less.
That's what I
than-
just said.
So yeah. So really, what's your problem with it at the end of?
You see somebody who threw a water ball at Kyrie when he was walking off. Yeah, I just missed his head. Now
The
they're
day,
making a
it's-
big
it's
deal
a- it's-
about it. They're gonna make a big deal about it.
The free
You
first
asked me
out.
for my
It's all
opinion on the
free.
show, and I gave it to you.
Yeah, but it seems kind of weak though. I just don't really
What
know
is it
what.
weak? I said it's too long and that you repeated the topics.
But I'm saying, what's the problem with it being too long? You can just shut it off. Like
Well-
that, if that's the criticism of the show, people.
So
said that
like,
with
so
the
like,
Coen.
ready? If you're
There's
gonna,
a million
well,
other
so,
podcasts.
so let's just say, I'll just watch YouTube instead. Like for me, no other podcast really does me any good. Like,
Oh, you
I-
should listen to Drop the Mic thing. Dude.
Yes, thank you, Justin.
Well, speaking
Actually,
of
listen
which,
to Channel Zero. They did a great job of me.
I told that was another thing is you got mad at me that you were gonna have Red from Maine on or something like that, and I was like, I literally
Get
told
mad.
you
I've
to-
never once gotten mad at you. Don't worry
Okay,
about
all
that.
right. I guess I'm a little sensitive. Okay,
No, but what were you
Um,
saying?
I have no idea.
You said I got
this
mad
is-
at you that I had Red from Maine on. or
Oh
something.
yeah, well no, I thought you were talking about before that. What I was saying with Red from Maine is you were like, oh well, he says, well he's gonna have on Red from Maine, and who cares what Red from Maine thinks? When I just said in the episode, I was like, hey, what I think Mike should do is instead of hosting like a show where people just shoot the shit or whatever, I was like, I think he should do a show he's passionate about. And you know what I mean? Like for me, like things I really like are like fitness. I really enjoy wrestling. I'm a huge wrestling nerd. Hold on.
Clearly. Oh, that's what I did want to ask you. So what should we call you?
Yeah,
Is
I
it
was
Aleister
confused
Black?
about
Is
that.
it
Are you
BJK?
Aleister
What's the
Black when
official
show
name?
started and
Aleister
BJK
Black
normally?
has no affiliation anywhere outside of this world whatsoever.
And are you like a third person type of dude where you talk, you say,
No.
Alice, okay, oh,
No.
damn it. I
You
wanted
did do
to.
that once. You said if you're
But
gonna come on
You do
Aleister
it
Black.
really
show.
good.
I definitely did not say that.
Didn't you?
No.
Am I wrong about that,
I
Justin?
said if you're
No,
gonna
he
come
said,
on
if
my
you're gonna go
show.
on my show, you
Yeah.
play by my rules.
Damn, I thought you said if you're gonna come on Aleister
Fade to
Black.
Black though, like Fade to Black hits. Like I like that when you say
Watch
something.
them on
I love.
Monday night.
I was listening to Ride the Lightning earlier today. Incredible.
So if Kirk Minahan wants to go on your show and says,
on
"Hey,
Tuesday.
like, listen, I'll only do it live. I only do it live, and we got to take calls," you'll say no thanks.
No, of course I'm gonna say yes.
Oh,
Like,
so
well,
that
'cause
was
I
also
also-
bullshit.
Well, no, I think it was pretty apparent to anybody who
That's
watched the video that was
hilarious.
like a slight joke. It might not have hit, might not have been funny, but like it wasn't like actually.
No, I thought you were being serious. I knew you were
No.
like kind of fucking around, but I thought
I mean,
you were being serious.
I was literally laughing when I said it.
Well, you kind of laughed through the entire show, though. So is none of it real then? I don't know what to make of
All
this.
real. How many times do I have to say it's all real?
But then you're saying I was
But
joking. You just said it's all real, but I'm joking around.
So you can't make any joke. Nothing. There's no such thing as sarcasm, and you can't.
Well, there can be, but that means it's not all real.
So it's all or nothing. It's all either all sarcasm or it's all bullshit or it's all
true.
real.
You said it was all real, and then you said, "Well,
okay,
that's not real."
It was 18 minutes real, 20 minutes jokes, or 2 minutes jokes. There you go.
Okay. Is this the first? And again, I'm not shitting on you. I'm truly wondering. Is this the first show you've done where you're kind of just talking, where there's no edits, you're just having a conversation?
No, because when I left Virginia back in July 2019, I came home and I was going to do my own podcast and whatnot. And I think you quickly realize, especially when you're the host of a podcast and you are like looking for a niche and you're trying to find stuff, how difficult it is. And I was doing like 90-minute episodes, no cuts, with said kid you saw in episode 1, who everybody seems to think is like an asshole or talentless or like whatever. And I mean, I get that he's not the most entertaining kid in the world, but he'll get better. He's one of the
who is he? Is that just a buddy of yours?
Yeah, we went to high school together, and then he
How
moved
old
out
is
to
he?
Michigan. 21.
Whoa, Jesus. He's on a
Hey,
skyrocket.
he can catch up to me. He's got time.
I love this kid, dude. I like him.
So I wanted to talk about the Cullen episode and how impressive it was and everything. But what was it that you didn't like about it? You think the jokes didn't hit, or what?
No. Again, I thought the whole thing was like produced, script, everything was really well. I think the problem for me is I would have loved it if it came out next Cullen Day. Like, I felt like since we just had an episode on Cullen, it was literally 2 weeks before, and literally the entire thing 2 weeks before was almost that exact same thing, but in an unproduced format. So
Right,
like I love that episode. Yeah, like the Cullenversary episode, I loved it. I was crying laughing in my car. It was hilarious and it hit amazing. But it was like to do it again 2 weeks later, I was like, I felt like it would have just been better. But like, okay, like I kind of just did this. Like, why don't we like save it for next year or something like that?
Yeah, but this just seems so much different than that because it went to the full extent and you had the commercials and the
It's also surprising because everybody says, "Oh, production sucks. Do things live." Kirk does a production and it's a fucking masterpiece. I make 3 edits and the world flips over.
No, I think the problem with the edits were that it seemed too much like a kid's, like a 17-year-old's YouTube. It's a style for sure.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really. You wouldn't expect that on Kirk's YouTube.
Videos I watch.
What's that?
I would say it's in a heavy majority of YouTube videos.
Oh, for sure, it is. And that's why I knew what you were doing when I saw it. It just seemed very weird to me that it was happening on like a talk show, or what I thought was a talk show.
Well, yeah, no, I get what you're saying, because in Kirk's world, it's like I said, he does 3-hour shows entirely unedited, and it's like it's not that at all. But I do think, I guess that's the whole point of the YouTube. I guess in the realm that it is now, I wouldn't do it this way, but.
All right, BA, what are they saying about this kid?
They're saying DJ K hasn't made good points so far.
Has or has not?
Has not made any good points. Also, there now people see why he edits 90% of the show.
I was thinking that only because I feel like you sort of lose steam a little bit.
I don't know. I like you. It's kind of the same questions over and over, though.
That's
we're
fair.
just hitting.
I can use some help. Hop in here, John. That's why I got you.
I don't have any. Like, I think what he does is funny. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I don't think he's inauthentic just because he's a nice kid behind the scenes.
No, neither do I. I don't have a problem with him. I just think the
and I'm not
first
here to
episode
defend this
came off
kid.
very confrontational.
Like, don't get me wrong. It's just like I think every point people have trying to attack him is wrong. Like,
Really?
if he makes too many cuts, okay, cool. That's a style of video. He did it. If he is a contrarian, well, pretty much all of us are told to go out there and question people, right? If you question Kirk, I have a problem with that. Kirk's a genius. Yeah. Other than that, like, the kid's doing something that everybody fucking seemed to notice and care about. So that's
22.
Yes.
At 22.
I don't give a fuck about his age.
People are getting mad at me for only reading the negative comments. So there has been some positives.
I highly doubt it.
There has been there's been a lot. People are saying that John this is the least he's ever talked on a YouTube show today.
You like that?
Yeah. And then I have a question from Twitter, actually, from Joe Hennessy. He wanted me to ask you, Mike, do you know who Wally Pip is?
No, I'm getting Wally pipped by DJ K.
Yeah,
That's very scary. Well, he is coming for my job. He wants to be. He wants
Well,
to
that's
be my
another
show.
thing is I noticed on the show, like whenever they play audio from my YouTube shows, you talk over it all the time. It
He
seems like you're a
never
little
said he
nervous.
was coming for your job. He said you would be you're the best third seat. There should be a fourth seat.
Yeah, I don't. I also don't. I think I'm too big of an alpha.
That might be true. You might alpha me out of my job. You said I talk over your cuts specifically too much?
Yeah, whenever they.
I think, to be fair, people say I do that with everything too much. So I don't know if
maybe you do. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I just paid attention because it was me.
BA, is BA still in?
No, he did.
I want to bring BA back in for a second.
Here he is.
Hey, how are you?
I did want to just say, BA.
Yep.
Excellent work. I know it was uncredited because Steve wanted to hide your greatness.
Yeah.
Phenomenal work in the Cullen episode. I thought you did great.
Thank you. And also, I want to say, as a Canadian pimp, the hoes are loyal as well.
Is that right? Thank you. Thank you, BA.
Where did this whole pimp thing come from?
I don't know.
There was a caller on Friday's episode that
Kirk's brother.
it was
Oh,
the
you
guy
mean with
who
him
talked.
specifically? Where did it come from? Yeah,
Yeah.
on Friday.
No,
yeah,
with
yeah.
him.
So the caller on Friday that does like the hood talk back and forth with Kirk called BA a pimp.
And then that hood talk in general,
Really
I can't
freaking
remember.
random.
exactly
No,
what
but
that-
came
That guy
from-
just called in and just
No,
started
it came
talking
from
like
Kirk's
that.
brother.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
remember,
Oh,
Kirk's
that's
brother
right.
Said, I used to, and then he said, "Oh, I think it was Adam."
So that kid has a
Ryan,
that kid has, that kid has a Twitter that is Adam Minahan. and-
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. That's very funny.
He's a funny caller, man. I like him a lot. It's funny.
yeah,
when
he's
Kirk
pretty
gets
good.
to do. And Kirk,
Well, no, now
like-
there's a rivalry because someone
Yeah,
who does
yeah.
there's someone who does Jay-Z and then there's someone who does the other voice, and now they fucking hate each other apparently, which
Mhm.
I find very
He's not
funny.
the best.
No, the
A lot of
Jay-Z
people are
guy is not.
saying Adam Minahan one. He's a crazy guy. I was like, well, of course he's a crazy guy. Let's do his calls. I mean, like, what do you expect out of a guy
Is
like
there
that?
anyone that listens to the show that isn't wildly insane?
Wildly insane? No, I don't think.
Speaking of which, that does remind me. I told him he could hop in at any moment, Kevin from Bristol, but I think it was just we got to him too late. But I do want to promote Kevin. Actually, Justin, bring it up if you can. Was there a link? There must be a link or something to it. If you can find it. If not, no big deal. But Kevin from Bristol, if you didn't see it or you don't follow him, me, Kirk, and Steve all retweeted it in some form or fashion. But Kevin from Bristol, a Hall of Fame Minifan, owns a consignment store in Rhode Island. And there's some sort of competition for that will give you free advertising and promotion. And Kevin kind of said this is a time where he definitely needs
Any
that.
of you. All of
Kev-
you can help me if you so choose.
Yeah, play it.
And I hope you talk.
Cut.
Basically.
Oh, you can play it just if you want.
Oh,
I say cut.
Do. There's a contest in Rhode Island by the magazine Rhode Island Monthly. And winners of this contest receive free advertising and free publicity. And for a small store like mine with zero budget for advertising and publicity, it can save us. So if you want to help, I would love it. You can go to rimonthly.com, scroll down, click vote now. Scroll down to East Bay.
Is that what they're talking about?
Scroll down to consignment store and write in just Ducky. And you add your email and you hit vote. I think you can vote once for every email you have, but voting at all means the world. And you'd be saving my bacon. Minifans, regardless of what you do, you know I love you.
then he just starts dancing with his
Okay.
This though,
I love Kevin. Kevin
I
Bristol
love him,
might be
man.
my favorite.
He's the
It's
most
tough.
authentic person in the world. He's the best.
The
It's
entire
probably
time
him
I
or
was-
Steve from Providence would be my favorite.
The entire time I was watching that, I was like, he's gonna make a joke about like, you know, Mike's mom getting
Yeah.
fucked in the ass or something. But then like he starts playing music and like his two daughters come in. I'm like, oh, so that's why he was
Being
keeping it
nice,
PG.
yeah, being a sweetheart. No, Kevin from Bristol is a great guy. Go help at his store. And like I said on Twitter, if you liked, I know DJ K wasn't a fan, but if you like the commercial he did for Mama Giri's cream the other day, voiceover work, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the
Sometimes I
imagery,
don't even notice it's him.
the
Like
imagery he creates.
I listened to the Captain Hungwell call yesterday that we finally found, and
Yeah.
everything he does is art. Like he's the man, dude.
He's very,
the
very,
man.
very funny guy.
So,
So like I said, if you like any of the stuff Kevin from Bristol has done, or if you just like supporting Minifans, make sure you vote for Just Ducky. Is it Justin? Just Ducky? I think?
yeah, you go to monthlyri.com, go to vote, go to East Bay, go to
Yeah.
consignment shop, and then just type in Just Ducky.
Help out
Yeah.
Kevin from Bristol because he's a genuinely a great guy and a funny guy
Yeah.
and all that. I know DJ K doesn't like him, but
Yeah, no, I hate everybody. So
he wants a snore to fail.
You all suck.
You sound
Don't
upset. I'm just fucking with you, buddy.
I love you. No, I'm good.
When did you start listening to Kirk?
Me?
Yeah, wait, that's a good question.
Oh
Are you
God.
from Boston? Like, are you from up around there?
No.
No. Okay.
I'm like near like where like Taunton is, Taunton, Massachusetts.
I
Okay.
literally live the town next to him.
I mean, so to someone like John, you're from essentially from Boston. You're from this area.
Well, yeah, there was a meme at one point I think that went around on Facebook, and it was like whenever you try to tell people where you are from Massachusetts and it's not from Boston, they just get lost. You just end up saying like, no, actually Paul Revere is my horseback neighbor.
Usually when I ask that, it's more or less like, were you able to hear Kirk on the radio?
Yeah, no, I definitely was.
Okay.
I started listening probably like late 2016 on EEI.
Oh, so you were what, 18 at that time?
Probably, yeah.
That seems about right.
Yeah.
That's probably when I got into him. I mean, I liked him when he was doing like weekends and shit. So I was probably about your age.
I got it. I wasn't into him.
When was he doing weekends?
That was started in like 08 or 09.
Yeah.
And I would listen to him back then. And I just remember thinking he was the only guy on weekends that was like funny or interesting or stood out at all. So I liked listening to him back then. So I was always happy when he got a regular.
So he stood out even when he was just doing like choppy radio, like
even though like I mean
radio.
we have fun making fun of that like sports talk bullshit that
Which
like
is
we're
amazing,
getting riled up.
How do I hate sports talk so much?
I mean, to be honest, I
Because it was
think it's
Jim
that because he was a sports fan. Like if you hear him talk, or even when you hear him do the sports talk now, he knows what he's talking
I
about.
think it's just burnout.
I think it's that he had to deal with it was shoved down his fucking throat so much.
And then he was trying to do his own creative thing, and they were telling him, no, talk sports. So, I mean, you get told not to do something for so long, you kind of hate the thing you're told to do, I think.
Well, it's kind of like with me, like, for example, like if you play a Taylor Swift song 900 times an hour, you never want to hear it again.
Yeah.
Right. And I think he acknowledges when it's a good, like we'll talk Brady or Gronk and stuff like that. Like when it's interesting, we'll bring it up.
Like you
But I
guys
think
talk
he also goes,
Brown.
Yeah. But I think he knows like for 4 hours or whatever he had to do it for. Because I even asked him, I forget if it was the day Gronk got traded or something recent where something happened in sports.
Yeah.
I was like, how long would you have done this on the old show? He goes, 4 hours. Because like that's what people want to talk about on EEI.
There's also a thing where with the podcast, say if it's 3 hours, I would say 98% of those people are going to listen from start to finish. Whereas if you're doing a 6 to 10 on a radio, people are tuning in for like 45 minutes at a time.
Yeah, and you have to get out of your car. You miss a little bit of it,
Yeah, like you listen
to
repeat shit. That's the one thing about Kirk everyone can say though. Like they would hear a segment and they'd be sitting in their car trying like working, and they have to get out of the car. They just stay in the car. That's the point of Kirk.
That was the only show I could listen to 4 hours of because they wouldn't do the same thing over and over. Like I used to listen to. Or even I might just have it on TV in the background, Felger and Maz for 4 hours. And they have kind of a formula. I don't know if they still do it, but they have a formula where like from 2 to 4, they go through the rundown of the day. And then from 4 to 6, they repeat those topics.
Well, yeah, I used to love watching on FS1 Undisputed, and I think you guys have shit on that show before in the past with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. They literally, their schedules, they come on it. What is it?
Great theme song.
It is, yeah. No, it's good, yeah. From like 9:30 to 10, they do one topic. Then from 10 to 10:20, they do another. And then they do one extra one after that. And then the last 3 topics are the exact same 3 topics that they did.
Yeah.
How long is that show?
2.5 hours.
Is it really?
Yeah. And
then
then
did it start different? I thought it was like a half hour. I thought it was like up against PTI or something in the afternoons.
I don't even know what PTI is.
No, it's
pardon the interruption.
Part of the interruption.
Jesus, that's the first time I was like, oh, this is a
part of that's crazy to hear for us, me and you, Mike, because for our generation, PTI was like all there was.
Well, I also never watched
that was the show.
ESPN at all. Like I never.
Yeah, I was the same way, but PTI was the one I did. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
for like us, that was all you watched.
I feel like my generation has now grown up to the thing where, like, especially with like smart TVs and everything else, like you don't really watch a lot of TV. That's why cable's like gone.
Yeah, you just
only
get clips.
Probably like 5 months older than you too. So
I don't know. Maybe you agree. Maybe you disagree. I find myself watching way more.
I'm not like this. I know the whole joke is the interns are all like 85, but I am.
No, Will's the only one.
Will is 38.
Senior citizen. Yeah.
What are the actual like? I guess
I think it's 25, 23, and 21. I think.
Yeah, Will's 25. Justin's 23. Nick's like 12.
You know what I realized the other day, Mike?
What's that?
You
Justin?
and me have something special in common. Guess what?
We have a lot more in common than you realize, unfortunately. But
guess what my birthday is.
What's that?
It's the day you got hired by Barstool.
Wow. How
Originally?
Mike, do you have any fear I'm going to
No,
take your
this
job?
time.
No, I don't.
Fair enough. That's sad. I mean, what are we going to talk about? Birthdays instead?
No, what I wanted to bring up finally was so I don't really understand. Maybe I guess John from Scranton can fill me in a little more. Why are we dealing with
20 minutes?
Why are we dealing with Brian Riccio again?
Okay. So yesterday, did you think those calls were planted by Riccio? That you guys dealt with the talk about Kirk's wife call, the other one that Kirk kind of battled with those two.
I don't think it was.
Oh, the first one I didn't pick up on that. The first one I did not pick up on.
The second one then, that where Kirk went at the dude.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see why.
Because like he's like, well, tell me what you don't like about the show. The guy gave the same 3-month-old excuses.
It was even longer than that.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing with me is
that was from like September, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it seemed kind of like those were like a plant or whatever. And then we know what Riccio did online after the show. I got a message from somebody from the show saying, let's get after Riccio. They said let's make sure this, let's make it nuclear.
Right.
We reached out to our sources. This was at 12:06. I got that message. I reached out to my guys who I hit the nuke button. And these are the guys. I think the show person reached out to a couple other people, and within 10 minutes, Riccio lost 3 Twitter accounts. We found out 2. We won. I mean, in 10 minutes, the account was gone. The problem pictures were gone. Everything was gone. So I mean, it was a good example of fight the enemies. We went out. We got a call, and I think every Minifan went out and fought the enemy as quickly and as accurately as possible, and with great precision.
That's a guy, and I struggle with this. I think Kirk might as well. If we talk about it, maybe I'll ask him on Monday. Because I don't know how he feels about it, but I go back and forth on. I don't really like even saying his name, because then I think you give him. I think you give him what he wants. But there's also an element of the show itself is so real and talks about everything that if you don't address it, then it's like you're doing what Howard Stern gets criticized for, where you're just ignoring the criticisms of you and stuff like that. So it's tough. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know if because look at I was getting shit on I think that was pretty mild, but like Chad Finn was getting shit on for blocking people. It's like, is the best thing to do report him? I don't know. I struggle with that because it seems like there's a.
When I was reached out to about it, they were like, I know this isn't something we do, but this is what he did was a problem. What he put online was a problem. And it's something Kirk doesn't want online. And we don't do that usually when we hit the nuke button. We don't do what we did. We usually have another way of doing it. But
yeah, he's a very different
case. He's a different case. And there will be repercussions for it. And there'll be 15 new Twitter accounts tomorrow for it. But it doesn't matter. In the matter of 10 minutes, we won a war that we were asked to fight. So that was that.
Yeah. What'd you say, Justin?
He's one of those people that, like, I don't know if you saw the thing Featherston tweeted out yesterday. Mm-hmm. He just goes after people, and he goes after people's family. It's like his job. I don't know what his actual job is. I know his brother.
I don't think he has one. Yeah.
Vice president at Apple.
His brother's vice president at Apple. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure he gets money from from iPhones or whatever.
Disability.
But I don't think it's just one of those things where it's like, what are we going to do? Like, arrest the guy? Like,
no, I mean, he's just a hunk of shit. He's coming back.
No, just make it. The fact of the matter is, you got to make him think like, you can't touch us. Like, and we can clap back at you. Like, we have to make sure he knows that.
He brought up something about Kirk's family yesterday.
Right. Yeah. Visual pictures of the family.
Yeah. In a situation like that, I think you definitely.
That I would never do this for anything less.
Is so because now we're going after his brother, and I mean, the whole thing with Murchison is his wife told him. The rumor is his wife told him, like, "Hey, cut the shit." So it maybe if Riccio's big brother tells him, "Hey, cut the shit," that's what we're gonna have to do.
Yeah,
so
maybe if that's who's
in the comments just made a good point. He said it's a battle. We might have won the battle, but the war goes on, which is true. Because I mean, this isn't gonna stop this guy. This guy's never gonna stop because he's different than Murchison.
I was gonna say, does the war ever end?
No, it doesn't. It really does.
No. Because you always suspect they'll come back, even if they're not around at the moment, But so, what's up, Justin?
I was going to ask DJ, if he likes the fighting or if he thinks that's tired.
No. I have no problem with the fighting. I just think that, I wonder, especially for I don't want to make assumptions about personal life or anything like that. I wonder if that's kind of the shit that drives him fucking lunatic.
Kirk?
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of just said it's something he doesn't want, or his family doesn't want brought up in the air. So it's like, what if? And I believe so. Kirk, people point back to the Kirk and Steve fight at the beginning of the show. That's because
one of my favorite fights of all time.
Best ever.
I fucking love that.
That's
Me and
because,
Mike were talking about it the other day.
Right. That's because it happened on air and the fight happened on air. But look now, how often is anything brought up about Steve's parents? Pretty much
Really, almost never.
Exactly.
If I went to him and said, "Hey, my mom's going through a rough time," and would like the Vegas shooting not brought up or something, whatever my thing
and
is.
If Steve told him that from the beginning, it would have never happened. It's the fact that he didn't tell him from the beginning. He told him on air. When Kirk's on air, he's going to peel or pick at the scab. So.
Yeah, or even so, you know what? It might have happened day one where they give me shit for it, and then probably never would have gotten brought up again. You know what I mean? So it's almost like maybe a day at most where that shit gets brought up. But it's like if there's something genuine. If I was like, hey, Alba's sick, so just don't bring this up because or so. I can't think of a good example. But if something happened where it's real, it's like okay, we're not going to shit on each other's families.
When you first brought
up
your
make
grandmother,
you cry or anything.
When you first brought up your grandmother, you were like, they were like, oh, Mike's not been great lately, and he goes, yeah, I've been going through something. He's like, what? He's like, oh, I told you. He's like, oh, that? Like, so you told him that beforehand. It's not like he came on that show thinking, oh, I'm gonna shit on Mike for his grandmother having cancer.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. No, so I told him that off air, and it was never brought up until I brought it up
on air, and so
by me
started crying.
too.
Yeah, no, then he started crying. So
I think people have much thicker. I think you have much thicker skin than people give you credit for.
Probably,
I would never be able to take the joke of my mom being a cum dumpster.
Well, the sensitive thing. I mean, people are right. Like I immediately say no, I'm not sensitive because I'm not in the sense that my comparison is if I were sensitive, it would be every joke. Everything I'd be like, stop picking on me. Yeah. Where it's, when people make fun of certain things, I do get maybe I shut down or I get like annoyed with it or whatever. Yeah. But I think everyone has those. So yeah, I think I do have a thicker skin than I get credit for. Yeah. But there's not. I mean, so does fucking Justin or Will or what? You know what I mean? Like I think to be in the world. Even you'll get shit for this.
Thick skin,
of course, yeah. I think I get a lot of shit. I think I by far the most disliked videos on the YouTube.
But and you have some of the highest views too, so that's what you get for being hated.
I don't know about that. I might have
I
might have a lot of the engagement, but one video had just over 1,000, the other had like 900.
If you hit over 1,000, you're fine. If you hit over 1,000, you're fine.
I'm saying like if you're talking about like the episodes Kirk went on, all had like 2,000, 3,000 plus.
I know a way we can increase
wanted
that.
To pump up those numbers a little bit.
I don't know. I got some foreign big looking.
I never like actually. Is that confirmed? Were you the asshole?
No. Justin directly blamed me, but
I
threw it in the garbage.
I wrote a 25-page paper.
I have 110% paid for views.
What's up?
I never talked to you about this. Did you have any problem? This is going back a ways now.
Yeah.
Did you have any problem with my reaction? And me and Kirk got into an argument about this, but where I thought you should have been in more trouble for the Lucy thing.
Fuck yeah, he was a shithead for that.
Fuck you. No, I'm happy that I wasn't in as much trouble as I thought I was going to be.
Yeah. But did you see what I was? Did you see my point?
Here's why. No one really knows the full story. Where Kirk even said it himself. He's like, I don't think John would be in any trouble for this. What Nick did was stupid, but what I did was what caused Nick to do that. So I was twice as stupid. It was dumb, yes. I didn't even realize who Courtney Fallon was until she asked me what's Austin. And then I was like, holy shit, that's you? And then, like, dude, you have to realize, like, I'm not from where you guys are. Like, I don't know who these people are. I knew who Lucy was because I was simping on a person. Like, I was saying, what's up?
Because someone else was simping on it.
No, shut up. I hate that you say that because if you think I would simp on somebody because Rich Kelleher was, and you think me and him had a banter, is
I allowed to talk about him or no?
No,
yeah, I guess I'd rather not mention his name.
He mentions he adds all of like our show's account and my account.
The more you treat him like that, the more he turns into Voldemort. Like
like I feel like he's so desperately trying to hang on to something.
Yeah, who cares? Like he comments on every time I said what's up on Lucy's post, he would comment after it. So to say that is ridiculous, Justin. But it's okay. I love you. You know that I bought you Kobe shirts.
My co-host replied.
What I did was basically say what's up to her on all her posts, and then we had people in the show saying like, like for me being like, oh, or Lucy, John loves you, John loves you, John loves you. And then she started talking about it on the show. And then it got to the point where they were calling me a pussy for not coming on the air.
Yeah.
So like I get a DM from Courtney Fallon that says, come on the air, you pussy. Like you won't. What am I going to do? Say no?
Oh, you've got to accept that challenge.
Yeah.
Courtney
Like,
Fallon
I mean,
comes after you.
well, I mean, it's just like, I mean, Courtney Fallon's hot as shit too. So like,
Is she? I've never seen her.
Yeah, no,
I
she's
don't know what she
hot.
looks like.
Like she's real hot. She has weird earlobes, but she's hot. But like, it's just I did it and it was stupid. And I right. But my girlfriend was sitting next to me the whole time. That was the problem. But no, I did a stupid thing and I got no punishment. But I mean, the guys on my show punished me one episode by not being able to talk. And
I got snubbed. Will was going to bring me on as the fill-in host, and then he just
I wanted that real bad. I wanted to have that real bad.
I was going to do a John from Scranton impression that I thought would have actually been kind of funny, but I never got the chance. Next time you fuck up, I'll do it.
Yeah, perfect. Don't worry, it'll be soon enough. We're on the hot seat pretty much every week. I have been punished by Kirk. Well, that's up to Kirk. I'm not going to say yes or no.
No, I was curious. I was more curious if you had a problem with me kind of shitting on you and saying, "Well, if you're mad at Nick, you should be mad at John."
No, you guys were dead right. I would never be mad at you for that. I mean, that's
why we're partners on Must See.
Anybody in this world, everybody's fucking crazy.
I don't think you should be mad at, especially if you say it's like talking behind someone's back or something. Like if you say something on air, that's can't be unless it's like, you know, fuck your mom. I really felt like that kind of shit. Yeah, but he doesn't mean it. He's not really fucking your mom, is he? You're not fucking your mom.
Who knows?
No, but
Who knows?
should I have been punished? Who knows? I wasn't. You know, it is what it is.
DJ K, what do you like about the YouTube? Anything?
Well, I guess in a perfect world, I think that it would just be like, I really think that they should, you want to talk about the art? I think that they should have studio art. I think that it should be so that when you
don't like my couch or my puppy?
No, somebody had said that too. I think that was somebody had said that about like I think it was Will, and he had said, "Well, what do you think? It's supposed to be all gorgeous people on the YouTube or whatever." And like, it's supposed to look visually pleasing, you shithead.
I don't know. You know what I like about it is it's very do-it-yourself. It kind of reminds me of a
old school Barstool.
It reminds me of a certain company that John is a fan of. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the name of that company though?
Don't worry about it.
No, it's not funny. We get it. It's not, Jesus, we get it. Can't say
it's Barstool Sports. And I mean, it reminds me of that, where it's just kind of guys talking shit or gals talking shit. We started the.
I was eating spicy food on the show.
BA's on.
Oh, hey.
Hold on 1 second, BA.
Sure.
They said I looked like, I think, Pauly D from Jersey Shore and some like wedding singer or whatever.
I can't believe they didn't take you for their choices, and they took the Channel Zero guys.
It's really.
That's conspiracy. That's conspiracy.
It's not debatable. I'm basically a male model, so like it's not debatable.
He's a handsome guy.
I mean, it's easily BA first YouTube. I mean, it's a simple math equation there.
Okay.
What do you got?
Oh, what I got? They want to see what impression you have of John, the John impression.
Yeah, give me my last.
I'll save it. I can't do it right now. I have to be. I've been genuinely working on it.
Okay. The people are saying DJ K looks uninterested in this whole.
I was like halfway yawning. I was almost asleep.
Sorry about it. You can take over. You're master.
This isn't my fucking show. I didn't prep for it.
People are saying there's not much prep for the show. In general.
That never is. It's a hang, baby. Just guys.
Yeah. Listen, I wrote down 8 bullet points, but my problem is my episodes are 18 minutes and they're all cut up. So I get to them fast, scream at the microphone, and I'm fucking out. And
we can get to those in a minute if you want.
No, it's my point. They're all gone.
Oh, okay. So we talked everything. We talked about everything you want.
3 of them, I think, were against me until he found out that I work for a radio company.
I had something lined up so fucking good. I was so pissed.
My bad, dude.
Mike, people are saying you're the glue that holds the Minifan world together. So I thought you would like that one.
I find that impossible to believe that anyone said that.
So someone wrote that. So
wow, amazing. Before you go, BA, I want to ask, what is this? As a man, I can mentor you here. Do you have a little too much to drink when you get on?
Yeah, let's talk about your night last night, BA.
What's going on here, buddy?
Friday night I had
the good thing about BA is our guy gets really, really drunk on Fridays, and that's where we hear the real truth. Like our show, we get it's called Friday Truths. You know, like he tells us how he feels on Friday. It's really good for our dynamic because we find out what he's got hiding and everything. So, you know, it is what it is.
What were the? I'm not in Discord. What were the highlights?
Oh wait, there's visual highlights. We have pictures of it. I mean, he had a tag in, or you know, tap in his roommate at one point because I think he was hugging the toilet.
I can't think of anything worse than people sitting around on a website called Discord all day about people.
Exactly.
Like, you have to have absolutely no hobby.
You don't see how cool that is? That like
No.
Discord?
No.
I
I'm sure people hate me, and that's great. Hate me.
I just don't think.
We're not a fan of mine either, so don't
Blind
worry.
Mike,
No,
yeah,
Blind Mike doesn't go.
Blind
in there.
Mike Sneakers loves you, DJK.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And-
like, Kirk had said that on a show, and he goes, you know, he says on his show he got a lot of buzz. He didn't really get that much buzz. And that's like, I think we talked about that before the show. Like, you kind of realize like you're retweeting like Kirk's outermost hair follicle.
Yeah. When your biggest fan is a pair of Mike sneakers,
Yeah.
it's tough.
You did get very excited when DEC followed you.
Yeah. What was that?
That was like literally
was
one
wrong,
of the,
right?
There's a lot of shit that I say that gets taken out of context. For one, like
welcome to my life.
for like I had said literally on my show, the interns take way too much shit, and people are like, he fucking hates the interns.
Right.
It made no sense to me. And then on
What
Twitter,
happens when you're a controversial figure? People are going to take you out. They're going to take you much like a great prison. They're going to take you however they want.
if I am the point of controversy, this world is in a lot of fucking trouble.
Well, we said
Don't disagree with that.
we said there was going to be a small segment on our show where we reviewed old highlights of Kirk. 1 week later, Mike and Steve were saying, you know, that's all our show is. Then
that was the entire pitch to me. That's how it was sold to me.
Matt from Providence on here turning into an apple, yelling at me.
You want
Tomato.
Where's that? Where, I thought that's where your show was. So don't worry, your word goes. It's telephone here, so your word goes right to shit.
But no, going back to that DEC thing, I literally said like I was afraid to get raped, and then I put like, haha, it's actually pretty cool, and I literally put in parentheses because people think I'm going to be taking a shot at him.
Yo, I was excited when DEC talked to me the first time. Like when I got my show, I DM'd DEC and he DM'd me back. I was like, yo, everybody, DEC DM me. So like you're an idiot when you start.
I think Kirk's also a little bit jealous because he followed my show account and I didn't give him one fucking second of praise whatsoever. And DEC.
Oh really? He follows
Kirk's a little
everyone.
bit jealous.
The second he gets, I think you get on the channel, Kirk.
Just hold on really quick, Justin. That was a joke. I don't think Kirk's jealous.
I can't tell if it's serious.
Thank you for explaining it.
Everything's serious.
Everything's got to come with a disclaimer now. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else? How are people liking the show? Hating it?
Oh,
Loving it?
They hate it, I think.
I think it has mixed signals.
That's good.
People are asking what you think about Portnoy in the stock market, Mike. I don't know if you can
No
add.
comment.
I have $9 grand in the stock market.
I'm right about that as well. Yeah.
What did that start at?
What do you mean where did it start?
Like, is it?
crashed
Are you
right
up
off.
right now, or are you back
Oh,
down
let's
to
find
9
out.
grand?
Hold on 1 second.
I'm
All
like,
right,
oh,
let's
yeah.
wait
I
for you to
just
get your
deposited
stuff.
another 1,000. So there's like 10 is the baseline. I think the other day I was up 700. Right now I'm down $10. So
Oh, not
oh,
bad.
shit.
Not
I'm up
bad.
like $3 grand at the moment. I think.
Are you
Doing pretty
really?
well. Yeah. Honestly, Penn National has been a
It's
real
been
roller coaster for me.
my
Yeah.
shitty co-host bought a shit ton of
Kind
that.
of like Barstool for you, Mike.
Much like that. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess
Yeah, you want up?
I'll ask. BA can stay if you want.
Yeah,
It doesn't
just stay
matter.
on in here.
Yeah, just stay on.
He's
Okay.
Um,
a real star.
I'll ask DJK because he's coming for my job and he's going to give me advice and everything. What about this show? A lot of people complain about this show. I like that it's just a hang, that there's not. I mean, I have topics prepared, but I don't have segments or anything like that.
You should not have
Um,
segments.
I
This
think
isn't a
that they
segment
always
show.
bitch at you and tell you need to do more, and then when you do more, they complain that it sucks.
Yep,
Like, I have a right to do that because it's like my
You're a
channel.
broadcast
Fucking
professional. I
Aleister
understand.
Rat, baby.
Yeah, I mean, at 52
Come
years
on,
old, we have
live
going on 4 years of broadcast.
Right.
I don't know
Yeah.
many others who have it, but
Did you get a scholarship to that school? or
I did.
something?
And you read that. You blatantly forgot, like you read that off Twitter. Like, why do people do that? They're like, oh, did you do this? Like, you know. Why are you
I
saying?
didn't-
Why are you
I didn't
pretending
know.
to not
I didn't
know?
know. I don't keep up on a lot of
Not
stuff.
at all. Yeah, no, you have no
Yeah.
idea.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I
I'm
was
sure
wondering.
it's really you who posted CSB's tuition.
Yeah, but he was shit faced when he did that. How would he? Even
Yeah.
What did I
Yeah.
post? I posted something yesterday.
I don't know. I barely follow you.
Oh, okay.
You barely follow.
You barely.
You
Oh
have
man.
to click the follow button.
I stopped following you as soon as the Minute Lady said that you were better looking than me.
Oh, sorry.
There's cuddly teddy there. I can
And
understand.
there's some
jealousy.
genuine
He did-
jealousy there.
He did
Yeah.
call you Fat Jarrett from Subway, which you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Jarrett was fat. You could have just called him Jarrett.
Well,
So
Jarrett's
he was
also
the
fat,
and he
fat.
got
Okay,
skinny.
he's the before
And he got
picture
skinny.
Jarrett.
Before Jared, yeah.
He looks like Sheldon's older brother, Sheldon from North Dakota.
Hey.
Oh, I could see that a little bit. based on the half an image I saw of Sheldon.
Nobody really cares. What? Who? You know what? I guess Kirk Minahan is not even my favorite broadcaster of all time.
Oh
Whoa! We all get shocked. Who is it?
Say goodbye to your show, buddy.
Is it
Alex Jones.
Really?
By
What?
far, he is by far the best broadcaster in the history of our.
Alex Jones is I think he's a good broadcaster.
Did you see what he was saying
Well,
yesterday?
that's my thing. Is like,
yeah,
I saw that. I watched the
eating
show
his
live.
neighbors.
Yeah,
Eating his
I watched
neighbors
it
or whatever.
live. Yeah, he's a fucking. But that's my point. Is nobody. I feel like if you literally put him on that world record thing, he could literally talk for 65 hours about nothing and it be entertaining.
I think
That I could see. That's actually true.
I could see
Like,
Alex Jones doing
and
that.
he
Yeah.
would not. He wouldn't hit the dial. Wouldn't go down a notch. Like he
No.
would be the same person hour 1 as he was hour whatever 67 or you know.
Yeah. No, totally. I mean,
Do you think Alex Jones does a better show than Kirk?
I go back and forth. I mean, I think that Kirk.
Tied.
I think
Tied for
Kirk.
number one.
Well, no, Kirk's show is way more unique, but Alex Jones is a better broadcaster.
Interesting. Well, it'll be interesting to hear what he says about that.
I'm sure he's gonna tell me I
Yeah.
suck, and now I was
that's
doing
fake
coffee
news.
reviews at
Yeah.
20 years
You
old,
think-
and he pulled a clip for me when I was like 1 year on the air, and I was trying to do something nice.
That's
think-
more
No,
than
it's
any of us
funny.
have, though.
You understand that though, right? That's
No.
funny. Like it's funny to make fun of that when you're this guy who's going to tell Kirk
Oh,
how to
yeah.
do his show.
Well, yeah.
It's just naturally fun.
Oh, what does DJK stand for? Someone asked before.
So DJ is like disc jockey,
Okay.
and then K is like the last initial of my name.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
say your name or no?
I mean,
You know,
Thanks,
people
Steve
know.
Doc.
You know, people know it, right?
We have a mutual friend on Facebook.
yeah. Well, that was actually. Wait, what?
Yeah, we have a
What?
mutual friend. on
Also, how the
Facebook.
fuck do you know?
You can,
Let's
well,
get to
you
the
can,
bottom
you can
of this.
add that with the Danielle drops and the other
You know
ones.
what?
That was
We're doing a second hour, gang. They've got a mutual
Oh,
friend, and we're going to find out who it is right after this.
Jacob
You
Poverman.
did.
No, I'm actually. Who is it?
Jacob Poverman.
Yeah, I went
Jacob-
to high school with him.
I went to 4th grade. with him,
Jacob,
so-
get ready for a parody account that'll last
I-
1 hour.
I grew up in Dayton. so-
32 followers upon its death.
But
Steve.
all right, Mike.
kind
If
of-
that's not interesting, what else would you like to talk about?
I want
We've,
to talk about Zayn Malik just had a baby, and will the band One Direction
taking over my show.
Well, no, actually,
I don't think anyone
no,
wants
One
to talk
Direction
about that,
just got
Josh.
rumors.
acknowledge them?
Shut the fuck
Like
up.
that.
One Direction just got rumors that they're coming back together, and I'm extremely excited about it. I have One Direction stickers on my
I was waiting for the Kurt show to bring it up, but all he kept bringing up was this fucking Boston Globe story from 2 years ago. that no one
It'd be
seems to
nice
care
if he switched it up every once in a while. Just saying.
about. I know. It's
We
like
get it. He doesn't like Shirley Young. He doesn't like Kevin Cullen. We got
I know,
it.
but-
think we knew like 4 years ago on fucking Kirk and Callahan. We got it. He doesn't like him.
I don't think Kirk and Callahan was a show for this year.
Yes, it was.
You got me. Okay, great.
I believe it was.
I've been exposed.
What was I just asking you? God
Oh
damn.
no, about his
Oh,
real
no,
name.
actually, no. What you were asking me is about how I should run how I would run the YouTube channel.
No. I was asking you. Did Steve dox you the other day? I think he said your name.
No, he said like half of it.
Oh,
And
okay.
then, well, I also don't understand like how did because I went to that coffee blog afterwards and I didn't see my name anywhere in it.
Oh, you think Steve isn't like Steve knows way too much about all of us, so
Yes,
I
Steve
think
knows
he's the
everything
guy-
about
I
it.
think he's the guy who builds his ammo up just in case.
He laughs along with the joke when people call in. Oh, Steve's an idiot. Fuck, Steve's a
Yeah.
Russian spy. He
Oh,
laughs.
Steve.
He laughs along, but he's got all the information. He'll
He's a
fuck us
straight.
all
He
over one
pulls
day.
some
Steve-
like he's a
Steve,
puppet master.
Steve likes me. Steve thinks I'm very talented. I'm good with Steve.
Cool.
Shit, I had one last thing to bring up, and now I can't remember it.
I didn't even get to how I was going to run the YouTube.
Yeah, what,
have
what
to
do
be-
you
go
got?
ahead, go
I'm
with that.
actually,
Yeah, go.
I wonder
So, like
about that.
again, I think that you would put some nice art behind it, so you have some decently looking camera things,
All right.
and then it would just ideally be clips of the show, right? So, say for example, you were talking about Rohrwasser, right? So that was
Mhm.
trendy for a day. And then you get one of my famous clickbait titles, not Rohrwasser sex tape, but you'd be like Rohrwasser to get tattoo removed. Boom, done. Put it up. 8-minute clip. It gives people an introduction to the show without submerging them in all these other shitty shows, mine included. Like, I don't think this.
That I agree with. There should.
No,
I would
you-
like. What I would like is full episodes to be on.
I was gonna say, you
It's
should
not
post
allowed
clips,
for whatever reason.
post clips first, and then the full episode to follow it. And I think that should be his YouTube channel. 4 posts a day, just basically the same way they run the Twitter, except also put the full podcast on top.
Yes, that I actually agree with, but we're not allowed.
That's all I'm
to,
saying.
for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
I
Me and Mike, me and you talked about
Is that a
this
Barstool
before.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Barstool doesn't let them do that. Even and I brought up to Mike, I was like, even if it's the next day or if it's, you know what I mean, like if by the next day,
I said, what if we started
No.
putting out, episodes from January on YouTube?
Mike,
or
what
something,
about and because they do this, so to say that it's that you can't do it, that would be unfair.